Sometimes I compare teaching my online classes with opening a musical. And maybe that's because teaching is a performance skill. I want to create a lasting impression, deliver the material adequately, and ultimately be remembered as a standout teacher. So let's talk about it. The 5 keys to a great class. Welcome back to my channel and another episode of the Onesie One Take, a weekly series where I come home, sit in front of my camera, put on a onesie, and answer your questions. If this is the first time seeing my face, please make sure it is not the last by clicking that little subscription button and the bell down below to be updated for each and every future video. This video is also brought to you by my new and improved mailing list. Stay up to date with everything VIPKID related and collect my monthly freebies. The link to sign up is down below in the description box, and I never try to sell you anything. Per your request, I also added links down in my description box of things I use in my ESL online classroom and my brick and mortar. You guys asked what I use on a daily basis, so I included them all down there in the description box. So if you're interested, go ahead and check those out. But let's get into it. The 5 keys to a successful class. Today we're going to talk about how to provide a good class to your students, which ultimately will get back to the parents, and our hopes are that in giving your students a very good, adequately covered lesson that they enjoy and learn from, the parents will see that and hopefully book you in the future, getting you guys some regulars here. It can sometimes feel overwhelming to perform well class after class, so I wanted to include a freebie, a sort of checklist guide, something you can review before each class to ensure that you are providing everything you wanted to each and every one of your students. The tips in this guide are the exact things I use myself and the things I train my referrals to do so they stand out, get their regulars, get a good schedule going early on in this process. Now again, I know that having a great class in the beginning doesn't really help when you don't have those students booking you yet and you haven't proven yourself. But if you can start right out from the gate when that first kid books and give them the best class, you will be remembered, and I promise you over time you will build up your regulars and your class base. To get this freebie, all you have to do is sign up for my mailing list down below. Again, I don't sell you anything, it just sends that freebie straight to your inbox so you can have it from you to me, and again, it is free. Enjoy. I know for me, it got a little bit stressful when I had class back to back to back to back. I think my record right now is 12 back-to-back classes. That is 6 straight hours, and let me tell you, if I did not have a student no-show in the middle of that, I don't know how I would have done with my last 5. I did 6 in a row, and then my 7th student, was a no-show, so I got a 30-minute paid break, and then went on and finished my last 5. So it can definitely feel overwhelming if you do have back-to-back to make sure you keep up the energy. How is your pacing? Did you finish on time? When are you going to do your feedback? How do you look on camera? Is your microphone still working? Is your headset still working? All of these things are going to play a role, and if you get to your last student of the day, you don't have any energy and your microphone doesn't work, it's just going to look bad on you. So I want to avoid all of that. Share the keys on how to have a great class, whether it's your first one of the day or your 20th of the day. Has anybody ever done that? Please let me know down below. Anyway, without any further ado, here are my top 5 tips for a great VIPKID class. Number 1 is to enter the classroom early. And I don't mean like an hour early, and I don't mean like a minute early. I would say 5 minutes before your class starts, go into the classroom. The student cannot see you. Your camera is automatically closed unless you choose to open it before class, which I do not recommend, but you can check how your camera looks. You can check if your microphone is working, and you can check to see if your internet connection is good and if the slides you're about to teach load properly. I highly recommend doing all of those things, and that will be included on my list. Checking your camera, checking your lighting, checking your sound, internet connection. That way when the student comes in, you are ready to go. And a lot of times, if a parent is going to watch any part of the class, it's going to be the beginning. So they can see, okay, Johnny's taking their class, there's the teacher, and Johnny's there, everything's good, I can go watch in the back or cook dinner or tend to my children. They really will be there to make sure that everything is set up properly. And if you want to make a good impression on the parents, be there, be ready. And the best way to ensure that is to get in the classroom and make sure that everything is working. It also lets you connect with the firemen, which are the people on the side of VIPKID who are available to help you in the classroom. If something is going wrong and you won't be able to start that class properly, write to the firemen in the top right-hand corner. Tell them what's wrong is, the camera not working, the sound not working, or the slides not opening. That portal glitches. Ask any veteran teacher. That portal can glitch. And the last thing I want is for you as a teacher to be dinged as not ready and have your computer have a problem when it could potentially be on the side of VIPKID. So, number one of that whole spiel is to just show up in your classroom early. And by early, I mean at least 5 minutes. Number two is to have a great introduction, whether it's a student you're seeing for the first time or a veteran student. Show them that you are excited. More often than not, they won't know every word you're saying. They're going to go off your facial expressions, your hand gestures, or your TPR, and the sound of your voice, the tone of your voice. Show them through those three things how happy you are to see them. If I were 10 years old and my mother put me in front of a stranger on the computer that was speaking an entirely different language, I can tell you right now, I would be terrified. But the thing you can do and that you can control to hopefully calm your student is, hi, it's so nice to see you. I am happy to see you. Whatever you can do to show that student that you are not scary, that it's going to be a great class, and that you are excited to be there doing it will have a good lasting impression with your student and leave a good lasting impression with the parent. Number three is to use the appropriate amount of props and rewards. I once had a referral who had literally her entire desk was covered in props, and we were doing her mock lesson where I was pretending to be the child. She had great props, but it took her forever to navigate her desk and find them. So I'm saying it now. Make sure you have just the props you need. I'm sort of minimalistic with my props. I've got a few cutouts for things, mainly level 2, and then like a Megan Mike cutout and a whiteboard. A whiteboard can be whatever you want it to be. Or you can use your iPad or your phone if you search for photos that you want to use in the lesson. That can be an unending prop, but just make sure that if you want to have 1 prop or 10 props, they are organized. You know in your brain, again, get in your classroom early, you know where they are on your desktop. That way you're not saying, Johnny, and you want to show like the color purple, and you have a prop that's purple but you can't find it, and you show like, wait, hold on. That shows the parents, that teacher's not organized. That teacher's wasting the 25 minutes that I paid for. Have what you need in front of you so you can show, here are the colors, and you can repeat. Don't put your prop right here in your face as well, unless it's something that they have to see. If I'm trying to get a student to say a new word and they can't see my mouth and how to pronounce the word, they can get a little bit flustered and they probably won't hear it as well because you'll be muffled behind your prop. If this is your prop, speak right next to it. Share the screen with your prop. If this is like a happy face and I'm teaching emotions, happy, and they can repeat. They saw my mouth do it, happy. And they can put together, hey, this prop that's probably a happy face or a person happy is what I need to be repeating. But if I'm doing this, they cannot see it as well. So make sure you have the adequate amount of props and you use them correctly. And rewards. When it comes to rewards, please have ones for your young novice 4 and 5-year-olds. And then again, if you teach upper class, 9, 10, 11s, have different rewards for them. If I had my 10 and 11-year-olds try to find a star or a dino or something, they would get super bored. But then again, if I tried to do tic-tac-toe or a more complex game with my pre-VIPs, they would be so confused. So make sure you have. And pro tip from me to you, that is something I do tell my referrals, so pro tip here, have Post-its on the sides of your computer. They can't see them. Your mock class mentor can't see them, the person doing your interview can't see them, and the kids can't see them. That way, if you're like, oh my gosh, I have a 5-year-old and then I have a 12-year-old, you can have Post-its on the side of your screen that say, games for young people, and then, games for older people. And by people, I mean students. That way hey, I'm gonna do find a star on my iPad for the older kids, and then I'm gonna do, like flowers or props or a dino or other stars that you can give the younger kids. So be prepared however you want to be. It's your classroom, it's your style. Just make sure you are ready to go. You don't waste any of that time and you have adequate props and rewards. Number 4 is super important, and I mean super important. Make the student laugh. This may take more than 1 class. This may take more than, a week or 2. Some students are so serious with their lessons. They have mom and dad next to them, and God forbid they will not mess up anything that you say to them. They will mock everything you say, and by mock I mean like parrot. They will parrot and repeat everything you say, and they will be there because that's what they have to do. It is very stern and very strict all the time. But if you can make that student laugh by being animated, by being funny, by showing them, what they're learning, and then make it humorous, I guarantee you that student will remember you. Now, I've heard from some teachers, Kristen, it took me 6 weeks, but I finally got Bao to laugh. We were learning XYZ topic, and they, I guess, made up some funny face like on the fly, and that kid was laughing, and then, starting a conversation with what English skills they had. And then what happened from that? The student laughed, they had a good time, the parents heard the student enjoying while learning, the parent heard the student have a conversation with the teacher, building rapport with the student, and I promise you, you will start building a regular student base if you can make them laugh. And yes, before you come at me in the comments, there will be some students that will not laugh. They will not do it. But do not give up on them, even if it takes a month, a year, 2 years. You keep teaching them, you do what you can, you build rapport, and then someday you can make them laugh. If you're watching this and you've had this happen, let me know how long it took you to get your student to laugh. And also important is number 5, to leave constructive and thorough feedback. Now, I know some teachers really love things like Feedback Panda, and I guess there's some other apps that can help you out with this. I also know that that stuff is very generic, and and parents are very used to seeing it. They can tell when a teacher uses Feedback Panda. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. If that is your jam, if that's what gets you through these classes and gets your feedback submitted, you do you. But for me, I have noticed that parents really like it when it is more personalized. Now, I always do my feedback with 3 components. The greeting, it was so nice to see Johnny today. We learned blah, blah, blah in the class. Then in the middle, I talk about something with our reading, with our phonics, our grammar. I make sure to hit 3 to 5 components of what we did in that class. And then at the end, I put, did we finish? Did we not finish? Did anything happen in that class that would keep us from finishing? Did they do a good job? Did they improve on something? These are things that are important for the teachers to share with the parents. The parents can see these slides. What they maybe didn't see is how their child did doing those slides. So important things that I've included are, Johnny did better with sight words today. His pronunciation is improving. And at the end, I will always include something like, he got 5 stars. We completed the entire class. I'm looking forward to seeing Johnny in my class again. That's not saying, please, please, please book me again. That's saying, hey, I enjoyed your student. Your child was great in my class. I would look forward to seeing them. I would look forward to seeing them again in my classroom. Then always make sure to put something at the end like your name, maybe your name and your letters, whatever signature that you put, but put nice, constructive, thorough feedback. It shows the parent that you will teach their child, they will learn from you, and that you enjoy teaching them and would love to see them again. Above all these 5 tips, show the parents that teaching their child is your number 1 priority, and you will get bookings. Simple as that. It may take time. It could take a month, 2 months, 6 months, but if you show the parents consistently over and over again that your priority is in the progression of those children learning a second language, you can't go wrong. Anyway, that is today's episode of the Onesie One Take. If you think there's anything that should be added to this list, please let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you have any recommendations for the end of year topics happening on this channel, please let me know. Come 2020, I'm probably going to change a little bit of the structure, but I would love to keep the Wednesday Onesie One Takes. I might add something on the Monday, Friday, or weekends. We shall see. Time will tell. And once again, if you would like a free copy of my 5 steps to a great class guide, the sign up is down below in the description box. You just send me your email and I will shoot you out that guide as soon as possible so you can get going. You can write all over that guide, change what you want with it. It is really just there for you to remind yourself of those key components that will make you memorable to students and parents in the VIPKID community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a huge thumbs up. It helps out this channel so much. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next episode of the onesie one take. Also, don't forget that our 5,000 subscriber giveaway will be coming as soon as this channel hits 5,000. Once again, thank you so much. We've just hit 4,000 on this channel. In the outro of this video, I will show you a few things that'll be going out in a little tote bag and sent to any teacher in the US or Canada. Details, once again, are at the end of this video. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next episode of the onesie one take. Bye. This dino is going to be in all of my onesie one takes until I give it away to you guys. At this current point in time, my YouTube channel is sitting right at 3,350 people. When this channel gets up to 5,000 subscribers, this little dino is going to be given away to one person in the US or Canada. We'll talk about that in a future video, but just know my thank you giveaway. I'm giving information on it very, very early, but he'll be hanging out with me here. And then when I hit 5,000, I will do a video giveaway where we'll have a discussion on something, and I'll either ask you to leave a comment, sub, be on my Instagram. I haven't figured it out yet. I've got plenty of time, but just know that little dino could completely be yours. But for now, he's gonna hang out here with my flowers. I keep him up here because my cats think he's a toy, so he's just gonna be up here in his safe place. Above all these 5 tips, show the parents that teaching their child is your #1 priority, and you will get bookings. Simple as that. It may take time. It could take a month, 2 months, 6 months, but if you show the parents consistently over and over again that your priority is in the progression of those children learning a second language, you can't go wrong.